Hello, my name is Eric Dungutse. I am a junior at University of Houston downtown. And for my culture project, I decided to concentrate on the Army, particularly the infantry branch. Um, so today we'll be digging into the culture, social norms, and common practices of the infantry branch. Because depending on what branch of the Army you're in, it's also going to depend on what's socially acceptable to you or how you interact with other soldiers and whatnot. So what we're going to concentrate on today is how soldiers interact with each other, how infantry soldiers interact with the civilians, and the fact that it's a male-dominated job in the army. And I just want to go ahead and say this is not something to be taken to be a representation of everyone in the infantry branch. This is only an overview and should not be taken to judge every single person in the infantry, because we all have our own backgrounds, our own religions, and our own social norms when we join the infantry. I'm going to go over the overview and the description of what the infantry is directly from the United States Army website, and go over some of their duties to better help you understand that. The infantry branch is the mainland combat force and backbone of the Army. They are responsible for defending our country against enemy threats by land, as well as capturing, destroying, and repelling Army ground forces. And these are some of their job duties: performing as a member of a fire team during drill and combat, aid in the mobilization of vehicles, troop, weaponry, assist in reconnaissance missions, process prisoners of war, and capture documents. Use, maintain, and store combat weapons, rifle, machine guns, anti-tank, and mines. Now, that being said, the infantry is the hardest branch to be in the Army. We're not going to be looking at special forces or any special operation groups for this one. But by far, of all the normal jobs in the Army, infantry is by far the hardest, mentally and physically. And it doesn't come with any extra benefits. So that being said, why would someone choose to go infantry, knowing well that it's going to be quite difficult and won't have any extra perks when it comes to pay or ranking? The number one reason people choose infantry, you'll find, is patriotism. So a lot of the people in the infantry tend to be a lot more patriotic than the common soldier, I would say. And because of that, it tends to bring in people that are very gung-ho about the country and the military as a whole. And so the majority of people in the infantry tend to come from prior athletes or people that are used to pushing their limits, finding their boundary, and then exceeding past that and pushing the limits. And that tends to create an environment of people that are always trying to exceed that. And because of that, it tends to lack a sense of... and third, it's because most people don't have the opportunity to join the military, let alone do infantry. Infantry itself is a minority amongst the military. Very small percentage of the military consists of the infantry. So not many people get to do it. That's also another reason. Now, why would people choose to do this if it doesn't bring any extra perks and you end up doing a lot more work? Well, it's mainly because if you are someone that is patriotic and you want to defend your country, that is the most likely route that you would want to take, because you're more likely to be in the front lines in the course of combat. And it also pushes you mentally and physically beyond all your limits. And again, I just want to end with saying you cannot paint this across the board with all infantry soldiers. Everyone has their own background, everyone has their own upbringing, and that's to be taken case by case. Thank you.